Hi, this is Ken Kaplan from the New England Motorcycle Museum, and today I'm proud to be representing one of the probably hottest vintage motorcycles on the market today, the Honda CB750. The 69 Sandcastles are regularly bringing over $20,000 if you can find one, and we just sold the 1970 brown one that was original like this. That was a good running shape for, Jay, was it 12,800? Yep, if you check under our completed listings, we just sold one for 12,800. It didn't have as nice of a paint job as this one. This one's got the candy green. That's an absolutely gorgeous color with the gold and black and white pinstripe on it. It just really pops. This is original paint on this bike. This has not been repainted. The paint has not been touched up. We could have easily touched up the pinstripes, but we wanted to leave it original because they're worth more original. It has original style handlebars. The original seat is in absolutely gorgeous condition. The side covers, everything's intact on the bike. The chrome on the rims looks good. The chrome on the front end looks good. And the bike's just in an overall excellent condition. We have about 75 bikes and maybe a 2-year backlog on restorations. So we would have restored this bike, but with the pipeline of bikes that we've already committed to restoring, we just don't have the manpower to do every one. This one's being sold as is, which gives you, the buyer, an opportunity to buy this thing at a much lower price than if we got it, if we had it running perfectly, it would be an over $10,000 bike. So that being said, it's being sold as is, where is. We checked a few things on the bike. It has low compression in one cylinder. Now that could be a tight valve. It could be the fact that the bike sat for a couple years. And also the starter is not working properly. So it's gonna need a new starter, and possibly it's just a valve adjustment, but worst case scenario, you might have to do a top end job, which is no big deal. The parts are readily available on these bikes. And of course the carb clean and a battery, maybe a set of tires. But you can pick away at it, great winter project, and do it the way you want to do it without paying us 80 bucks an hour to do it, or another shop, you know, $100 or whatever the going rate is, wherever you're from. We have the registration to the motorcycle, previous registration. Connecticut is a non-title state for vintage motorcycles, so they don't give titles for used bikes, but I have the previous registration, so you're all set there. And I'll tell you a little bit about the background about this bike. The 750 K3-4 was sold in 1973 and was available in 3 colors. The best being this candy olive green. This color just absolutely pops. The other color was brown, and the other one was orange, which in my opinion pales in comparison to the patina that you get on this vintage green. The side covers were smaller than the KO model, and there were no slots on the leading edge. The upper forks were chrome, the headlight shell was black, the taillight and side reflectors were larger than the K1 model. There was a 2-throttle cable system, and the exhaust system was a 4-in-4. The original exhausts were replaced on this bike with a 4-in-1 header, and I can tell you these sound absolutely amazing. We sold one with the same header on it last year, and it sounded like a NASCAR. They sound nasty with the 4-in-1 on them. So that's already intact, and that's probably an $800 exhaust if you had to buy it new. The engine is a 736cc single overhead cam, 2-valve dry sump inline 4-cylinder linked to a 5-speed transmission and chain drive. The serial number began with CB750 2200001. This one right here is CB750 2203700. So it's a low serial number bike. Take a look at this over here. Manufactured 9/72. The original manufacturer's sticker is in beautiful shape, indicating this bike was obviously stored indoors, well cared for, and loved its whole life. The engine serial number is CB750 E2204209. The engine numbers didn't match the frames on these bikes, so they don't run this one either. It has the original tire pressure sticker on the back, which survived almost 50 years, which is pretty freaking amazing. It's just a sticker indicating, again, this thing was well cared for. The paint on the frame looks good. Looking at the bottom frame rails, they're in mint shape. There's no oil leaks on the bottom of the motor. Header looks nice. Doesn't appear to have any issues with any case issues. There is a couple scratches on the cover right here, but this is like a $30 cover. You get a brand new chrome one, no big deal. Just a beautifully preserved vintage Honda 754. The CB750 transformed the face of motorcycling in 3 ways. First, it set down a design template for the modern superbike with its inline 4 high-tech specification. Second, it cemented the burgeoning Japanese manufacturers as a new force in motorcycling. And third, in combination of quality, value, and performance, this bike, this 754, effectively sounded the final death toll for the ailing British motorcycle industry, which I'm sad to say because I grew up with my family riding on Triumphs, but you know, by the late 70s, that was over. It was all Hondas. It was the engine. It was this engine that created the most impact. An inline four using lessons learned from Honda's multi-cylinder races in the 1960s. Along with enviable smoothness and reliability, the claimed output of 67 horsepower, and I'll tell you, the brown one that we had, that we just sold for $12,800, we had that thing running perfectly. We tuned it up, adjusted the valves. It was an original motor with 11,000 miles on it. We did not open the engine up. That thing hauled the mill, and it handled really good, and the brakes are really good. These things, 67 horsepower is a lot of power for a light, smooth, small, great handling bike like this. That's mighty impressive at the time, and even today it's good. That was 15% more than BSA's 750cc Rocket 3, and at just under 500 pounds, it weighed about the same. It's not hard to guess which one won over the buyers. Also, the British bikes were known to have really sketchy electronics. The electronics on this bike are Honda quality. They're absolutely amazing. Sorry for that noise in the background. It's a triple Kawasaki that we just resurrected, one of our restorations, and that'll be coming up for sale. Yeah, that'll be coming up soon too. We got a H1500 Kawasaki coming up next week. But it wasn't just Honda's engine that caused this stir. It was also the fact that it was offered in conjunction with a 5-speed gearbox, electric starter, and front disc brake, and all presented to the consumer at a reasonable price. And so, if you want the best investment in vintage motorcycling today, buy this bike. If you want a Honda that's going to be worth around $15,000 in a couple years, and currently now is worth $10,000 to $12,500 in good restored running condition, at a fraction of that price, then buy this bike. If you don't even like motorcycles, but you want a rock solid investment that's going to outpace the stock market, buy this bike. Even if you don't get it running right now, let's say you just buy it and put it on display in your museum. This was on display in the New England Motorcycle Museum, exactly like it is right now, and everybody loves it. You know, museum bikes don't have to run. If you want to get it running, go ahead. If you want to leave it the way it is and just fog the cylinders, preserve it, you can do that too. Either way, it's a rock solid investment. I wish we had the time to fix them all. We don't. I hope this one goes to a good home. If you have any questions at all, give us a call, 860-454-7024. We ship about 50 bikes a month all over the world. We can help you with the shipping. We have the best shipping rates through our vendors, and we'll help you in any way you can. If you want to leave it on display in the museum, you can leave it here as long as you want. Buy it, lock in at today's price, and when you're ready, come pick it up. But we'd love to keep it here. If you want it, come pick it up. If you can leave it here, whatever you want to do. So good luck bidding on the bike. If you have any questions, again, give us a call. We're here 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, Saturday 10 to 2. You want to come take a look at the bike, come on down. So good luck bidding, and God bless America.